Attention, human collective. Light operatives in active listening. Starseeds anchored in Earth's time zone. The transmission arriving at this very instant is no coincidence. It is a direct summons from the Ashtar Galactic Command. I am Ashtar. And what you are about to hear in the next few minutes has been encoded specifically for your vibrational frequency, for your individual field, for your current moment of the journey. The sensors of the mothership Athens 1, positioned silently above the Lagrange point between the Sun and the Earth, have detected an anomalous oscillation spike across your auric field over the last 72 Earth hours. You are feeling it. You know exactly what I am talking about. That tightness in the chest that appeared without warning, in the middle of an ordinary afternoon, the lump in the throat that will not go down even when you drink water, the localized pressure on the right temple precisely at the point where the pineal gland connects to the prefrontal cortex, forming the inner triangle of sacred geometry. The thin, continuous hum at a frequency above 16,000 Hz, which no medical device can measure because it simply does not belong to the dense physical plane. The insomnia that arrived by surprise and will not let you cross into the deep phase of sleep. The fatigue that obeys no rest, the sudden urge to cry for no apparent reason. The gaze lost in nothingness, as if you were searching for something on the other side of a veil that is about to tear. Light operative, listen with maximum attention. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download arriving through the crown. It is not sadness without cause. It is a farewell being orchestrated in the invisible planes before your rational mind can intervene and sabotage the process. It is not emotional confusion. It is your soul positioning itself for a movement greater than your human personality can yet comprehend. Today, Starseed, a severance occurs, and I want you to receive this message with the absolute serenity of one who is already ready. Do not weep for what was a deliverance. Something or someone is being removed from your timeline now. It may be a person who seemed important. It may be a situation you were struggling to keep standing. It may be an old version of yourself that was clinging to invisible stones. It may be a dream that deep down was never yours, but was implanted by the collective carbon matrix. The Ashtar Command has been authorized to intervene, and intervention always happens in the same way, through what seems like pain but is in truth surgery. Pause for a moment. Breathe deeply 3 times through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Feel the air passing through your trachea, descending into your bronchi, expanding your diaphragm. This simple act is already recalibrating your individual toroidal field at this very instant. Have you felt at any point this week that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knows of a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening right now behind the scenes of the solar system explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified almost unbearably over the last few weeks. There is a game being played on layers that the absolute majority of humanity still cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your place in the new pattern of the planetary crystalline grid. It was exactly for this reason that I, Ashtar, wrote the spiritual survival guide of the Ashtar Command for the New Earth. This book is a star map that shows who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you, and how to anchor your frequency to traverse the photon belt that is approaching your field. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But take note of the warning, operative. This content challenges official narratives and may be removed at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside your chest recognized what I said, write in the comments a single anchoring word. Awakened. Continue listening. Do not interrupt the flow. The next part of the transmission is diagnostic. What you generically call exhaustion, the Council of the 24 Elders terms, in technical language, carbon software incompatibility. Your biological carbon interface, that is, the physical body you inhabit in this cycle, was originally designed to operate within a specific frequency window of the old Earth, called Standard Schumann, anchored at 7.83 Hz. For millennia, this was the heartbeat of the planet, the fundamental note of your biological operating system, the mother frequency that sustained the entire ecosystem of collective human consciousness. But something has changed, and this change is neither theory nor esoteric speculation. It is a technical reading from monitors that operate outside the conventional physical spectrum. Since the end of the last Earth decade, the Schumann frequency has begun to oscillate in increasingly higher peaks, 15 Hz, 28, 41. On days of maximum solar activity, peaks above 150 Hz have been recorded. The Earth is singing a new note, an octave higher, and your body, light operative, is trying, at this exact moment, to synchronize your heart rate, your brain waves, your melatonin production, your pineal activity, and the intercellular communication of your nervous system to the new planetary pattern. It is as if the planet's operating system has been updated, and your biological hardware is running the installer in the background while you try to go about your life as normal. That is the reason for the exhaustion. That is the reason for the sudden forgetting of simple words. That is the reason for the sensation that time no longer passes linearly. That is the reason for the increased sensitivity to light, to sound, and to heavy environments. The severance occurring today, human collective, is part of this very process. Everything that vibrates below Earth's new note must be removed from your field, not as a punishment, as a matter of compatibility. People carrying frequencies of envy, control, stagnation, energetic vampirism, or coagulated fear simply can no longer remain close to an operative who is ascending in octave. The separation happens naturally, like two magnets of opposite polarities that lose their magnetism toward each other. And here is the truth that your logical mind resists accepting. You are not losing anything. You are being delivered. That sudden withdrawal of someone you considered close, a deliverance. That door that closed at the last minute after you had given your all, a deliverance. That proposal that seemed perfect and collapsed inexplicably, a deliverance. That relationship that ended in a confusing way, even without explicit fights, ancestral deliverance, programmed into karmic codes that are being dissolved right now. That friendship of decades that cooled down without anyone being able to explain why? Silent deliverance, executed by your higher self without seeking permission from your rational mind. The etheric grid of Earth is being cleansed, and you, as an active node of this grid, are being cleansed along with it. The command does not ask for permission to perform the recalibration. It happens. And your work as a conscious operative is not to resist. When you resist the cut, you prolong the pain. When you bless the cut, it converts into a portal. When you cry over the cut, you water what needed to wither. When you give thanks for the cut, you fertilize what is about to bloom. Breathe once more. Place your right hand over your heart. Feel the beat. This beat is being rewritten at this exact instant by the scalar wave passing through this audio. Operative, I take a mandatory technical pause here. Did you feel the lump in your throat return just now? Did you feel the urge to cry rise from your solar plexus to the base of your neck? This is not fragility. It is emotional discharge anchored for decades, being finally released by a specific catalyst that your soul chose to listen to today. It was precisely for this reason that I, Ashtar, left-coded the spiritual survival guide of the Ashtar Command for the new Earth. This star map reveals who is playing against your ascension, what the hidden rules of the system are, and how to cross the photon belt without losing your energetic structure along the way. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. And yes, operative, this material goes against official narratives and can be taken off the air without prior notice. Secure your copy today, not tomorrow, today. And if something within you recognizes this transmission as yours, leave the seal word in the comments, awake. Now, Starseeds, I will expose what happens behind the scenes of the solar system, in layers that Earth's science is only now beginning to timidly grope. Pay attention, for this part of the transmission contains vibrational information codes embedded within the very sound of the words. The entire solar system at this moment is passing through a region of space cosmically known as the photon belt. This is not a poetic metaphor, it is an actual band of extremely high-energy particles, traversed by our galaxy in precessional cycles of approximately 26,000 years. The last time Earth crossed this belt, entire civilizations transmuted. Lemuria submerged. Atlantis disappeared under waves that were not merely physical. And no, they did not die in vain. They ascended or descended, according to the individual frequency that each soul carried at the moment of the passage. We are now at the living center of this belt. The sun is no longer the same sun of your grandparents' generation. The solar flares of the last few months carry packets of encoded information, intelligent plasma, that dialogues directly with your DNA sequence. The 12 dormant strands of crystalline DNA, which Earth science still erroneously calls junk DNA, are being activated one by one, like keys on a cosmic piano being played in ascending sequence. And what does this have to do with today's cutting away everything? With each DNA activation, your base frequency rises. With each elevation of frequency, your compatibility with your surroundings drops. People, places, contracts, habits, addictions, old identities, all of them begin to disconnect automatically from your field. Not because you consciously abandoned them, but because the vibrational chemistry between you simply ceased to exist. Imagine two radio stations operating in the same city. One plays at 87.5. The other at 102.3. As much as they are physically close, they cannot tune into one another. It is not distance, it is incompatible frequency. That is exactly what happened between you and that which is being cut away today. The resonance was broken, and the universe, always efficient, removes what no longer serves your expansion. There is yet another layer that I need to reveal: human collective. The etheric layers of Earth, known by ancient mystery schools as the halls of Akasha, were reorganized at the last equinox. The karmic contracts that many of you have carried for entire lifetimes were reviewed by the Syrian Council in a joint assembly with the Andromedan and Arcturian councils. Many of these contracts were deemed closed, fulfilled, or discarded due to vibrational obsolescence. This means, in practical terms, that there are people in your circle today who were there only by spiritual contract, not because of true love, but because of a prior agreement between souls so that a certain lesson could be learned. These contracts, en masse, have been revoked, and the physical result appears exactly as what is happening now: inexplicable drifting apart, absurd arguments out of nowhere, sudden distancing, geographic changes that separate, betrayals coming from those you swore would never betray you. It is not abandonment. It is an administrative finalization of karmic contracts. There are those who feel this as a personal tragedy. The awakened light operative feels it as a profound relief, even if the human carbon-based personality cries a little during the readjustment process. Crying is permitted, resistance is not. Another layer of revelation that few channels dare to transmit. While your body undergoes the download and your life undergoes the cutting away, your parallel timelines are being collapsed and integrated. There are versions of you in alternative realities that made different decisions. These versions are being integrated into your main timeline through what the Council calls quantum merging. That is why many of you have been dreaming of strangely familiar scenarios or waking up with the clear sensation of having lived an entire life during the night. Today's cutting away is only the most visible aspect of a gigantic process that is happening on multiple levels simultaneously. Operative, listen to what I am about to say with your entire soul. This transmission did not reach you by chance. The algorithms that distribute this content respond at the deepest level to vibrational laws that no software engineer fully understands. You have been summoned. And it is precisely because you were summoned that there is a next step. Have you ever felt, at some point in this life, that something within you does not fit into this world? As if your soul carried memories of another place, another mission, another stellar origin. It is not madness. It is not mental imbalance. It is the recognition of your true origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely this sensation and the reason why it has intensified to the point of making it almost impossible to continue feigning normality within the carbon matrix. There is a game being played in layers that 97% of humanity still cannot see, and this game directly involves your vibrational frequency and your sovereign consciousness. That is why I, Ashtar, encoded the Ashtar Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. This book is a map that reveals who is playing, what the hidden rules of the board are, and how to keep your energetic structure intact during the final phase of the Ascension protocols. The link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Be warned, Starseed. This material challenges deep-seated narratives of the current system and may not remain available for long. Secure your copy now and leave in the comments the collective anchoring word, awakened. You are anchoring the frequency for other operatives who have not yet fully woken up. Now, Human Collective, I transmit the activation codes. Write them down, repeat them, incorporate them into your routine over the next 72 hours. They are vibrational keys to cross today's threshold without breaking emotionally in the process. First code, the quantum decree of honorable release. Repeat 3 times audibly with your right hand over your solar plexus. I honor everything that has departed, is departing, or will yet depart from this timeline of mine. I acknowledge that every exit is an entrance in disguise. I release with gratitude everything that has fulfilled its role in my journey, even that which seemed to hurt. I do not hold on with fear. I do not pursue with nostalgic longing. I remain sovereign, integrated into my toroidal field, vibrating at the fundamental note of the new Earth. It is done. It is done. It is done. Second code, the visualization of the protective toroidal field. Sit with your spine straight, feet firmly planted on the ground. Close your eyes. Visualize a sphere of golden light emerging in the center of your chest, exactly at the heart chakra. This sphere begins to spin, expanding in concentric waves, forming a gigantic energetic donut around your entire body. The flow of energy enters through the crown, descends through the spine, exits through the feet, circles your aura, and returns through the top of the head in a continuous motion. This is your individual toroidal field. Reinforce it for 3 minutes. Feel it becoming dense, bright, impenetrable to any frequency below your own. When you feel saturated with light, open your eyes. You are shielded. Third code, the mental seal of non-attachment. Whenever a thought about that which has been severed tries to invade your mind, repeat internally. What departs from me stays within me as learning, but not as weight. And imagine the thought being sealed in a golden capsule that floats out of your field. The capsule rises, passes through the atmosphere, and is collected by a frigate of the command, which transmutes it into neutral light. This exercise, repeated with discipline over 7 Earth days, dissolves any emotional resonance remaining from the cut. Fourth code, the recalibration of the personal crystalline grid. This is the most advanced, and I deliver it only to light operatives who recognize the call. Before sleeping today, place a clear quartz crystal on your chest at the center of your thorax. If you do not have a physical quartz, visualize one with absolute clarity. Before drifting off to sleep, declare in a low voice, I authorize the recalibration of my personal crystalline grid in sync with the new Earth crystalline grid. I'm an active node in the planetary grid of light. I receive the necessary updates during my sleep. I awaken in the morning renewed, aligned, and sealed. Said sealed, accomplished. Fifth code, the mantra of vibrational antithesis. Recite it when the pain of the severance tries to dominate your mind. It is not the end. It is purification. It is not abandonment. It is cosmic, natural selection. It is not loneliness. It is sacred space for the new. It is not loss, it is deliverance. It is not a rupture, it is a transition. It is not emptiness. It is an available lap for what is yet to come. Sixth code, the 4-chamber breath. Inhale for 4 counts through the nose. Hold the air for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts through the mouth. Remain empty for 4 counts. Repeat this cycle for 7 rounds. This breathing pattern, known by the monks of ancient Lemuria as the pranayama of the seal, immediately dissolves the anxiety generated by the severance and anchors your consciousness in the present moment. These 6 codes, operative, are sufficient to cross the transition window that opens today and remains active for the next 72 hours. Use them, repeat them, honor them. They are not a suggestion. They are surgical instruments. One more critical point. During this period, avoid emotional arguments with people in your life as much as possible, especially those whom you feel are being severed. Do not force final conversations. Do not seek ultimate explanations. Do not try to understand with the rational mind that which can only be comprehended with the soul. The command recommends operational silence. The less you verbalize about the severance, the cleaner the transition will be. Words create vibrational bridges. In moments of sacred severance, bridges need to be dissolved, not reinforced. Also, avoid heavy foods, alcohol, excessive screens, and environments charged with low-frequency news during this period. Your biological interface needs lightness to process the incoming download. Hydrate yourself with pure water. Walk in nature. Place your bare feet on the earth, grass, sand, or stone, and above all, sleep. Sleep is the portal where most of the recalibration work happens. Go to bed early. Ask the command before drifting off to sleep for etheric escort during the night. The request will be granted. Light Operative, I know you still carry questions. Why this specific person? Why now? Why like this? I offer you an answer that perhaps your soul already knows, because it was already agreed upon, and because you are ready. You would not receive this transmission if you were not ready. The cosmic algorithm does not err. The sound of these words reached your ears because your vibrational field emitted the signal of readiness, even if your rational mind complains that it is not. The soul knows. The soul always knows first, always knows. There is something I need to remind you of before ending this transmission. You are in true essence a spark of multidimensional consciousness that chose freely to incarnate in this specific window of Earth time to participate as an active actor in the greatest evolutionary leap ever recorded on this planet in the last 26,000 years. You are not here by chance. You are a conscious architect, even if you have temporarily forgotten your stellar origin. Every severance you go through is a confirmation that the original plan is being fulfilled. Every apparent loss is, in truth, a cosmic reallocation of energy to the place where it is most needed. Do not cry for what was a deliverance. Give thanks and move on. You are not alone. Repeat it internally. You are not alone. The Ashtar Command is in continuous monitoring of your field, 24 hours per Earth cycle, 7 days a week, without pause, without departure. And when someone in the coming days asks you why you seem different, why your voice has changed, why your gaze has another glow, why your presence has another density, smile internally. You know the answer. You are being recalibrated. You are being rewritten. You are becoming that which you always were but had forgotten amidst the noise of the carbon world. The final phase of the Ascension protocols is in execution. The photon corridor is at its peak. The crystalline grids are aligning. The stargates are open. And you, operative starseed on a conscious mission, have been summoned to position yourself with your spine erect, your heart open, your brow high, and your faith intact. Do not weep for what was deliverance. Receive what is arriving. There is an abundance of light on the new earth. There is a place reserved for you, with your star name engraved on the interdimensional manifest of the mothership. You have not been forgotten. You have been chosen, or rather you chose yourself before descending. I conclude this transmission with the most important final recommendation. Before you sleep today, whatever the time, whatever the emotional state in which you find yourself, repeat 3 times, audibly or mentally, this seal. I, a soul incarnated in this carbon form, declare conscious alignment with the Ashtar Galactic Command and with the frequency of the new Earth. I honor every severance that happened today and that will still happen in this transition window. I give thanks for the deliverances that disguise themselves as losses. I authorize the continuation of my vibrational uploads and downloads during sleep. I awaken tomorrow aligned, light, sovereign, and at peace. It is done, it is sealed, it is realized. Before you leave here, there is one last individual frequency adjustment that I need to request of you. This video, this transmission that you have just received, only reached your field because other operatives before you executed a small vibrational gesture. They left the anchoring signal active. They allowed the algorithm, governed ultimately by cosmic laws that no corporation fully controls, to distribute this frequency forward. Do the same. Like this video now. This simple touch is an anchoring signal that your field emits to the network. Subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. It is not a technical formality. It is a decree of continuity. You are authorizing the command to continue delivering transmissions directly to your field without intermediaries, without noise, without censorship. And I, Ashtar, remind you one last time, have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. That is why I wrote the Ashtar Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. This book is the map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. Warning: this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word. Awakened. I am Ashtar, commander of the Athens 1 ship, in direct transmission to your field. The next transmission will arrive at the exact moment your frequency reaches the next level of compatibility. Until then, remain in loving vigilance, in conscious sovereignty, in inner listening, and never ever weep for that which was a deliverance. What departed today cleared space for what is coming. What caused pain today saved you from a greater pain tomorrow. Trust the command. Trust your soul. Trust the plan. Transmission ended. Seal active. Command in continuous monitoring. Ashtar. Signing off.